Here we are, everyone, at the season finale. Season 1. 10 weeks have passed by very quickly. So here we are, like I said, the last episode of season 1 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Episode title, Quality of Mercy. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this episode. Let's dive straight in. Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is AJ. As I have been, another episode review for Star Trek, recorded every week as the episode, just after the episode has aired. If that's for you, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. I will continue with whatever Star Trek series comes my way, whether it be Lower Decks, Prodigy. I do review them all. So hit that subscribe button, come join the channel. Also, more importantly, leave a message, comment on your thoughts on this episode, on the series as a whole. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Here we go, get into it. So, Quality of Mercy. So this episode, it opens with the Enterprise and a couple of other Starfleets around this asteroid that monitors the neutral zone. Yes, the neutral zone, where on the other side you have the Romulans. Yeah, the Enterprise is there, and while talking to the Starfleet fella that runs this place, Pike is introduced to this guy's son, and this guy's son is one of those people that get killed in the incident that Pike is aware of from his future. You know, the incident where he gets disfigured and changed as an individual. Pike has a sort of conscience at this point, and sort of goes a bit funny, and he goes into his quarters and he starts to write a letter to this young lad about staying away from Starfleet. This is what he wants to do, but then he's visited by a future version of himself, and we get to see an older version of Captain Pike, dressed in a familiar Starfleet uniform. Yes, very much Starfleet uniform from the sort of middling Star Trek films, Star Trek 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That sort of red, very slight differences to the arms and this sort of a thing. But really nice to see that sort of costume. That was the best ever Starfleet costume, in my opinion, back in Star Trek. So he's been visited by his future self, who's got a time crystal, and Pike has to see what will happen in the future if he goes ahead and writes this letter and letters to other individuals and prevents this occurrence happening to him, this tragedy happening to him and killing these other individuals. And we're introduced to a future where, again, there's an instant in the neutral zone or outside the neutral zone where these places, these asteroids that are fitted to detect and watch what's happening, gets attacked and destroyed by a Romulan warbird. Now, no one has ever seen a Romulan before. They don't know what they look like, so when they eventually do, within the context of the episode, it all comes as a big surprise that it looks like a Vulcan. Yeah. We're introduced to Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk comes along in this episode. I'll come on to my thoughts on that momentarily. But the whole episode deals with the consequence of Pike not accepting his fate and changing things. And what ultimately unravels is that a former colleague close to him, or not a former colleague, so what am I saying? A colleague close to Pike ends up essentially with in the same boat instead of Pike himself. It's like trading one out for the other. And it's Spock, as we know. You know, why am I, you know, I've put a spoiler warning in the title, so why am I trying to cover things up? I don't know. But anyway, so this whole episode is a sort of what if, you know, scenario episode, which I'll be honest, I don't, because nothing ever happens, do you know what I mean? It doesn't have you know, anything on the bigger picture. I struggle to get into it. Now, it was a bit of a weird choice for me for you know, for them to choose this as a season finale. I don't mind the fact they've sort of wrapped up that overarching story of Captain Pike and what happens to him, and now he's accepting of it by the end of it, so we can kind of leave that story alone and just travel forward with the following seasons. However, with the introduction of Cyborg and that in earlier episodes, I thought they may have gone that way, but ultimately not. Now, the episode does end with a cliffhanger kind of scenario with Una, number one, being arrested for her genetic changes and all this sort of a thing. So that's pretty much the bulk of the episode. Now, like I said, I've already touched upon the fact that not that it's a bad episode. It's not a bad episode. I thought it was a strange choice for a finale. In that, for me personally, episodes where your whole story is inevitably leads to nothing by the end of it, which this does, my attention wanes very quickly, because I know it ain't really got anything to do with the biggest grand scheme of things. Now, the big take out of this episode, obviously, from a lot of people, is going to be Captain Kirk, James C. Kirk. And I've got to say, I wasn't sold on him. I wasn't sold on this actor portraying Captain Kirk. It isn't the Captain Kirk that I know. He doesn't come across as Captain Kirk. Chris Pine done a fantastic job in the Kelvin trilogy films. He did feel like Captain Kirk, at least. But this guy just, I don't know, it just didn't, I can't put my finger on exactly what it was, but it didn't feel like Kirk. But yeah, so, you know, an interesting episode. Anson Mount played it fantastically. He really did, especially in the future scenes where you felt that he was sort of disorientated, so to speak, and he didn't, you know, should he be there, shouldn't he be there, what choices should he be making, you know, and how the other crew perceive him, because he's in this spot and, you know, it's his past self there, so he's missing out on a lot of information. I thought that was very good. So yeah, as a whole, I'll just give a quick overview for the season. I thought the season was fantastic. It had a couple of episodes that didn't particularly work very well, but, you know, I'm talking maybe 20% of them didn't work, so maybe 2 episodes I struggled with, and the rest have all been very good. It's been a very, very strong season, fantastic season. 10 weeks have flown by, and I just can't believe that. That's amazing. So I'm just going to leave it there. I want to thank everyone that has watched my reviews for the series so far, people who have commented and all that. It's been really great. It's been fantastic. I've had some genuinely interesting conversations about this series. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where they're taking it in the future. So I will be back with Season 2 reviews. In the meantime, any other Star Trek series that does pop up, because I am a big Star Trek fan, I will be reviewing as well. So hit the subscribe button, like, share the video, hit the comments, leave a comment. I do reply, and I'll see you when I see you. Live long and prosper. See you later all. Take care. Bye-bye.